I'm currently still on the Pila. Obviously, these lobbies aren't really that difficult considering, you know, I'm using a rocket. But one thing I noticed with this game, on top of like other lackluster things about it, I've also noticed that the store bundles are kind of lackluster as well. Like, it feels like that there's no like interesting ones that have come out. Usually I would do this thing where like I would check some stuff out in the store and just tell everybody not to even bother wasting their money because it's clearly overpriced no matter what it is. But they're not even making good like that right now. The best ones have been like what? Claws one, and then there's like a New Year's one. And the New Year's one is kind of like the Claws one isn't bad, but it's like the only one that I actually find decent. Good one, Jacob. I hope they never get rid of drill charges. But last night I saw this TikTok where people ended up clipping some part of a video. I don't even know where it came from. People were seeing flashes of the old like Requise Rage in that whole thing. And somebody made like a whole edit to it. And this shit has like thousands. I don't know what it is, but seeing people's reactions to my content makes me incredibly nervous. Like, I don't like watching people watch my content. It scares me. I don't know. Like, if I'm just sitting here chilling, watching a stream, one of my favorite streamers or something, and then they're on TikTok or some shit, and then my TikTok just pops up, my heart rate just spikes. I haven't really been saving any clips that I've gotten either. Like, I don't know. I really need to start doing that. I did that so much with Modern Warfare 2019. I need to do it on here. I need to just save all of the clips and shit. Even if it's all shipment all the time, it is what it is. On top of that, I mean, there's no real alternative. Warzone 2 is just not really worth it, at least at the moment. Once it's a better game, it will be, but there's no real reason to go back on it. You don't really get any unique experience. I might as well just say I'm multiplayer the entire time. I'd really planned to play Warzone 2 a ton, but it didn't work out like that. Because a part of me had regrets of like not playing Warzone 1 that much, or as much as other people did. Now, I made a lot of Warzone content, so it's not like, you know, I didn't play it at all, but there's some weird stuff that goes on, especially with the melees in this game. And it's not just the melee, though. The riot shield in this game is really bugged. Like, I think it's actually changing damage numbers and stuff like that. And I've been seeing this discussion recently of that there's no skill-based hit detection, there's no skill-based damage, but yet they still can't necessarily explain what happened in those other clips. So it might be exclusive ace. I also watched another video. I swear I saw another video, but there's this thing going on with the riot shield where it is affecting the damage that people are receiving or doing to people. It's very, very strange because even in my experience, I have had to hit people with the riot shield like 5-6 times before randomly, and I get no indication or any way of really understanding or knowing that that person even activated some sort of health regen, like quick fix or something. Like, I mean, I'm walking somebody down in a corner early game, so they couldn't even have quick fix, and I have to melee them multiple times. And the weird thing is, whenever you see any of these skill-based damage clips, you always see a riot shield attached to it. Using the word always, most of the time, because I have seen clips. I don't know where I saw this clip from, but there was a clip that I watched where there was a dude that was playing Search and Destroy on whatever that one map is with the warehouse in the middle. It was in the beta. It was the best one in the beta. Can't remember the names of them. I only remember Shipment and Shoot House. But the dude was coming around the corner, and mathematically speaking, an MK2 carbine cannot one-shot somebody unless it's in the upper chest. Mathematically, it cannot. And there was a video of a dude literally getting shot in the foot as he was jumping around the corner by an MK2 carbine, and it killed him. He was full HP, the other guy was full HP, no riot shield, and the dude died one tap to the foot. Now, that doesn't prove skill-based damage or anything like that, but it does prove that there's some sort of inconsistency that isn't always directly linked to that riot shield. It could be a bit more than that. At the end of the day, there's absolutely something going on with the damage. Now, I know it upsets people to hear people say skill-based damage or whatever, because that's a big claim to make, but to be honest with you, it's still literally the company's fault for not even explaining anything. Again, I have to say it, less transparency, more rumors. Anybody can spin up and say whatever the fuck they want. Guys just sit there silently and just let everybody, you know, tear each other up over it and let us argue about it. I don't give a fuck about us. Now, people are bringing up that patent or whatever as like proof of it, but that patent has already been brought up a million times. And listen, I usually am in agreement with all of the guys that are usually like, you know, all the stat dudes and everybody's trying to be reasonable and shit. Here's the thing, I'm not always reasonable. My unreasonable answer to this is that it's all the devs' fault. You're gonna hear it for years. Does anyone remember lag compensation? That feels a little prevalent on this game as well. So on top of the fact that they encouraged everybody to use the riot shield, even when it wasn't broken in this way, like damage-wise, it was already an issue and a thing that people complained about before. The amount of people that talk shit to me because I just literally ran around with the riot shield on my back for the majority of Modern Warfare 2019 because I played Shipment and how bad the spawns were, it was something that was required to use because you would spawn inside of people on Shipment originally when it was 6v6 before they made all the changes. If you spawned in with a riot shield and you spawned inside of other people, they can't kill you instantly anymore. That was the first reason why I did it. Then I had realized realized how good and effective it actually was just for general purpose. And there was virtually no drawback. And they encouraged people to go and use it on here, and except unfortunately on this one, this Riot Shield has some weird hidden properties that are definitely messing up damage and stuff. You would think that the Riot Shield would mess up damage in a way of like not damage reduction or things like that. It basically would like make it so damage just doesn't go through even though you're getting a hit marker. It's hard to tell whether or not we're seeing a visual issue or like a hit registry issue, or I don't know, it's difficult. We're already talking and mentioning before Warzone 2 even came out that they weren't gonna just basically don't take the quality of life changes and everything that they learned from the previous version. They never bring it over to the next one. They really don't. I warned everyone what happened with the BR shit, but you know, these guys just don't know what it's really like to sit there and play the games ran by these people. I mean, honestly, since I don't travel, it's crazy that they want you to go out of your way to be incredibly secretive, to go and like travel hundreds and potentially thousands of miles to go and play a game, to go and quote listen to your feedback, for them to literally ignore you and act surprised when I just say no, not interested, don't give a fuck, because they don't give a fuck. You should see the bright ass personalities on that social team that are such nice fucking people. The cluster mine on this map specifically is incredibly strong. Also, I feel like it might actually hold spawns. Don't quote me on that, but it might hold spawns. If you guys occupy 2 places but then put the mine in the 3rd place, they cannot spawn in any of those locations except for that corner. Or you can put it all around B and then just like make them not want to push B anymore, whatever, but you don't always have the B flag. It's hard point sometimes, whatever. So after this one, I go either Strela or RPG. I mean, RPG will obviously be easier, but the Pila is definitely the slowest one, heaviest one. Pila in terms of free fire rockets anyway, yeah. This one's definitely the slowest, so we get this one out of the way. Most of the time that I die with the rockets, it's just because I can't ADS fast enough. I didn't like how this guy was just sweating his ass off while I was trying to sit there and do the shield, so now he made me swap over and fuck my whole next game up. I didn't like how hard he was playing against me. He was immediately doing everything in his power to avoid the rocket. That, to me, is disrespect. Jumping at me when you clearly can see me trying to do that shit. I was going super negative until I decided, okay, fine. I'll pull out an actual weapon that can compete against it, and the dude leaves. I sit there and match the same energy, and all of a sudden, they don't like it. So I said to Charlie Intel, I said, I feel like Shipment should be, like, literally just in the game. Like permanently. Maybe like a daytime version of the original, you know what I mean? You know how they had like Macon and Macon Day and other day versions of different maps? It'd be nice if they had a day version of Shipment, which is a nice, easy way as well for them. Since they're gonna be drip feeding us content for 2 years anyway, I could totally see them taking this idea and going, that'll be the map for our next update. Daytime Shipment. Everyone will love it. And then that'll be their excuse to not make another actual original map for like months again. It'll be perfect. They'll probably do it. Charlie Intel says, they said that they were removing shipments to avoid the map taking up space in the game files once it's not in public playlist. That's the usual thing that happens. It's more just like the brightness. I just feel like Shipment would be a lot easier to play if it were in the daytime. Like imagine being on Shipment. It's daytime, right? Not overly bright, but you're on the open sea in the daytime. So the sun could be real high up in the air. Imagine how great the lighting would be. Imagine how nice the surfaces would look, dry, and being able to like look out over just the sides of the map and actually see like a bright blue water instead of like this dark gray and black, like real just dark feeling. After just a few hours of playing on Shipment, you kind of get that dark feeling. It just kind of settles in you. You know what I mean? It's just a dark map, dark feeling, dark. I feel like it'd be a lot easier to play if it were just a little bit, you know, brighter, lifted. Shoot House has a very good feeling to it where it wasn't exhausting to be on the map. It doesn't give you that dark feeling. It doesn't sit with you. It looks nice. You're up in the mountains, looks awesome, sightseeing and shit. Now, obviously, I don't go on these maps to go and look at them all pretty and everything, but, you know, after a few hours and, you know, the map is no longer a blur, yeah, just kind of want some brightness, you know? Just a little bit of sun. Some light, just a little bit. This is coming from me, just a little bit of sun. Anyway, yeah, you guys already know I'm just rocket launching everybody to death. They really don't like it. My next game is probably gonna be absolutely horrible, so I'll probably play like half of it and just let them kill me. There's no way I'm gonna finish these launchers if I'm playing against literally the pro circuit after this. Anyway, yeah, thank you guys so much for all the love and support on the videos. Grinding along on this weapon mastery thing. I know quite a few people that are along for this ride, so I mean, there's virtually nothing else to do. Why not? Tons of people are getting Orion. It's very common. I'd say even more common than Damascus. So this is the next step. And then we'll see what the next step is after that as well. Whatever.